John, did the disallowed goal, did that take any wind in your sails at all?
I don't know, I guess you look back now, and because we lost the game, so I guess it's easy to say, well, maybe that had something to do with it, but it was really early in the game, and I thought we had lots of energy, and it was, it would have been nice if that counted, but I don't think something that happens that early should have had an effect on the game, so no.
Coop, a couple times in the series, a comeback has masked these late period goals that have manifested themselves, but I think it's 5 now in the final 90 seconds. How do you explain that? How do you fix it?
Well, I guess you can sit here and say giving up, a goal in the last minute, it's not ideal. But I just think giving up goals is not ideal. Whether you score them in the first minute, the last minute, it doesn't matter. You're still giving up a goal. And unfortunately, you put yourself behind 3, regardless of when they scored them. They still scored 3. It's tough to mount a comeback. Just as we scored 4 a couple of games ago, and it's tough for them to come back. And it's a magnified because it's in the last minute, I guess. But 3-0 is 3-0. It doesn't matter when they score.
John, you said a number of times in these playoffs that in this time of year, your best players need to be your best players, and your guys have done that a lot of times. What the difference in this game was that with guys like Crosby and Kessel delivering there, and I know other guys didn't have maybe their best game.
I don't know. What's the question on that?
You say best players need to be your best players. How much was their stars? Crosby and those guys stepping up a factor in this game.
I don't know. They played better than us for 2 periods. That was it. All their players pretty much played better than all our players for 40 minutes. All our players played probably better than them for 20 minutes. That's it. I don't sit here and say, although one star played better than the other. And Kessel had a 5-on-3 goal that was a big goal for him, but I can't sit here and say these guys they played well as a team. Can't single out guys. It's a team game. So we just, like I said this a few games ago, we have to play better than them. That's the bottom line. And usually the team that plays better wins.
Coop, I know there wasn't many positives tonight, but Slater looked like he got a ton of ice time there in the third period. Can you talk about how much he's grown just in the past week or so?
That's been great. And I answered it today already. When he's gone down to the minors, he's worked his tail off, and he's really using his legs to be an asset for him, and he's just growing more confident now, and he feels like he belongs in the National Hockey League, and he's showing it.
Back left here.
Coop, last year at this time, you talked about the emotional roller coaster and lessons learned. In nearly an identical situation this year heading into Game 7, what can you take from last year and what lessons have been learned this year?
Well, I can take from last year when we went to Game 7, we won Game 7. And I bet we'll be thinking about that, but it's ultimately, we can't spot a team like this, 3-goal lead. And, unfortunately, you're probably alluding to the Rangers series last year. And now you gotta go back into a tough environment, just as the Garden was last year, and you gotta have your A game. And that's the lesson we've got is ahead of us now. We have our chance to knock them out tonight. Give Pittsburgh a ton of credit for the way they played and how they handled things. And they've volleyed the ball into our court. Now it's time for us to smash it back.
Do one more.